Congressman Seabury and Congressman Stevers and Auditor Dave Yost. These are people that have been helpful to me throughout the campaign. But I got to give a special mention to a couple of extraordinary people who have more athletic ability in their little fingers than I do in my entire body. And that, of course, is Scott Hamilton and the great Jack Nicklaus. I don't think these guys do politics, but they've decided to do it for me, and I appreciate it very, very much. And to the Nicklaus family for getting behind my campaign and coming to their hometown and speaking in front of you, it means a great deal to me. And I want to thank also the people who've been entertaining you with music. The Oak Ridge Boys, all right, and the Marshall Tucker Band. Those guys are great, and I appreciate their help. And your welcome has been extraordinarily moving. It's very touching. This is an exciting time, and your voices are being heard all over the nation, and they're heard loud and clear in my hearts. I want to thank you for all that you've been doing, too. I mean, for a lot of you, you've been out there working. You've been making phone calls from our victory centers. You've been putting up signs in your yard and in your neighbor's yard. Some of you have been successful in convincing your neighbors to vote for Paul Ryan and me, and I thank you for that. And now let's make sure that everyone we know gets out to vote on Tuesday. You know, what makes this rally and all your work so inspiring is that you're here because you care about America. This campaign is about America and about the future that we're going to leave to our children. We thank you, and we ask you to stay at it all the way until victory on Tuesday night is clear. Tomorrow we begin a new tomorrow. Perhaps some of your friends and family have not yet made up their mind who they're going to vote for. And so when you talk to them, ask to look beyond the speeches and the ads and the attacks and to look at the record. Because you see, talk is cheap, but a record is real and it's earned. Change can't be measured in speeches, it's measured in results. And 4 years ago, candidate Obama promised to do so very much, but he has fallen so very short. He promised, remember, to be a post-partisan president, but he's been most partisan. As a matter of fact, blaming and attacking and dividing. And it's not only Republicans he refused to listen to, he also doesn't listen to independent voices. Then he was going to focus on creating jobs. Instead, he focused on Obamacare, which killed jobs. He said he was going to cut the federal deficit in half, then he doubled it. He said that unemployment would now be at 5.2%. We learned it's at 7.9. That's 9 million jobs short of where we should be now. Unemployment is higher today than when he took office. He promised that he'd propose a plan to save Social Security and Medicare. He didn't even propose a plan. And instead he cut $716 billion out of Medicare to pay for Obamacare. He said he would lower health insurance premiums for the average family by $2,500 a year this year. Did you see your premiums go down, anybody? As a matter of fact, for the average family, they've gone up $3,000 a year since the president, in total, since the president became elected. And gasoline, it's up $2,000 a family, more than it was at the time that he was elected. He said he was going to work across the aisle, by the way, on the most important issues. Do you know how long it's been since he met on the economy, or on jobs, or on the budget and sequestration with either the Republican leader of the House or the Republican leader of the Senate? It's been since July. Instead of bridging the divide in Washington, he's made it wider. Now, so many of you look at the big debates we have in this country, not as a Republican or as a Democrat first, but as an American. You've watched what's happened in this country over the last 4 years with an independent view. You hope the president would live up to his promise to bring people together to solve big problems. He hasn't. I will. tell you why he fell so short of what he promised. It's because he cared more about his liberal agenda than he did about repairing the economy. I mean, let me ask a couple of questions. Do you think Obamacare created new jobs? Do you think his war on coal and oil and gas created new jobs? How about those Dodd-Frank regulations? Did they help banks make more loans? Does raising taxes put more people to work? Did his avalanche of new regulations help small business? You passed the test. You see, by almost every measure of his administration, he hurt the economy, and that hurt our fellow Americans. There are 23 million Americans, 23 million Americans who are struggling to find a good job. 1 in 6 of our citizens is living in poverty. And being middle class, even if you have a job, has become tougher and tougher because the income per year is down $4,300 a year since he was elected president. And the costs of living have gone up. Health insurance, gasoline, food prices, electricity. People in the middle class are being squeezed with less pay and higher costs and prices. Now this weekend I spoke with the wife of a 60-year-old man, in the prime of his life, I might add. A young man from my perspective. And he has worked as a welder for 60 years, but he just got laid off. His wife asked what I could do to help them. And she made it very clear, he doesn't want a government check, he wants a good job. Isn't government, the answer is more good jobs. Now, this is a critical time for the nation, and one where I think people understand that we need to have new leadership and a new vision for the country. I know the president wants you to think about all sorts of diversionary issues to decide what's key in this election. But I think that the election comes down to this question. Do you want 4 more years like the last 4 years? Or do you want real change? President Obama promised change, but he couldn't deliver it. I promised change, and I have a record of achieving it. I built a business. A business, and I turned to run another business, and then I went and helped rescue the Olympics. And by the way, as the governor of a state with a Democrat legislature, I was able to help turn my state from deficit to surplus, from job losses to job growth, and from higher taxes to higher take-home pay. That's why I'm running for president. I can get real change to get this nation growing again. Accomplishing real change is not something I just talk about. It's something I've done. And it's what I'm going to do when I'm president of the United States with your help.